This program is brought to you by the Media Liberty Alliance Foundation in cooperation with OBBM Network TV, bringing citizen-led, creative local media to the forefront of local communities to foster a greater understanding of constitutional liberty and appreciation of what makes us truly free, starting with you and me.
Make sure to like and subscribe to the channel. That way you're updated each time fresh content comes out. And thank you for being part of the Zach Ratliff Show.
The Zach Ratliff Show is sponsored by Mortgage Financial in Texarkana, Exceed Health Clinic, Elmwood Custom Goods, and Church on the Rock, Texarkana. That's churchontherock.org. Hello and welcome to the Zach Ratliff Show. I'm Zach. This is Cori.
Hi.
Hey, Cori, how are you?
I'm wonderful. How are you?
Good. We're in a new studio since the last time you were with me.
I like it.
Oh, thanks. Well, go ahead and introduce yourself for who you are, what you do, all the things. Then we'll get into why you're here.
Okay. Well, I'm Cori Mobbs. I'm currently serving on the TASD school board for Zone 1, and I am running for election of school board for Zone 1 as well.
Okay. So for those of you listening, TASD, Texarkana Arkansas School District.
Correct.
We talk a lot about Texas, but we have a lot of listeners in the Arkansas side.
Go
so
Arkansas.
There we go. Last time we talked, you were running for a different position. We kind of tell that story because I talk a lot about Jesus on here, and even one of the favorite sermons I ever had, especially when I was going through a hard time in my life, was our pastor at Church on the Rock got up and he said, God's timing is amazing.
100%.
But the message was he's not often early.
Correct.
But he's never late.
Never. So when we talked last, I guess it was 2024. So I was running for Ward 6 City Director. You and I had talked that Jesus and I had argued for about 6 weeks.
Yeah.
Because I'm not a politician. I am a occupational therapist. I'm a mother. I'm a wife. I'm not a politician. I do not have a poker face.
Right.
And so I finally agreed. And after the 5th person had come up to me and said, you should run for Ward 6 City Director, I did. I ran a post, which is fine. I lost the election to Steve Smith. I think he is amazing. He and I are classmates. We actually graduated high school together.
Right,
so
I remember that now.
Cool that there was 2 graduates of Arkansas High from 2004 that were running. So I love to see that our younger generation is stepping up to serve.
Well, look, because I'm a 2004 Texas High graduate,
Exactly.
and it's our time. Our vice president now is 40.
Right.
It's our time to. No, just side note. Some of these boomers need to let go. We don't have to get into all that, but we need you to go ahead and let everybody come on up.
I still sometimes wonder. I'm like, am I really an adult? Yes, I am. I have been an occupational therapist for 18 years.
Yeah.
I am now at the point when I started my career that I had clinicians with the same amount of experience I am at now that I was like, how do you know so much?
Yeah.
And now I'm at that point.
Turns out you just keep living.
You just keep living. So I lost the election, and then God, 100% God. 1 week later, I received a phone call. And the phone call was, there has been an open position on the school board due to some family issues. And one of the school board members has stepped down, and we have voted, and it was unanimous, to appoint you onto the school board for Zone 1.
And didn't even key in.
And I went, excuse me? And I called a couple of the school board members one of the school board members I knew, and I went, are you serious? And he was like, yeah, Cori, like, you've got kids in the district. You've got a vested interest. You graduated
First of all, having kids in a district you serve in seems key to me, but I don't know anything about it, but it seems right.
I did reach out to, so I was voted delegate for ASBA.
Okay.
So I was the school board member that actually went to ASBA in Little Rock this past December.
ASBA, Arkansas
School Board Association.
Okay.
So it's the legal side. It tells us as school members how we are to act, what we are capable of doing, and what we are not capable of doing.
Probably good things to know.
It's very good things to know. We don't have as much power as most people think. We can listen, but our job is to guide. Our job is to take an educated, with the data we are given, and vote in the best interest of students and teachers first.
Right.
No ulterior motive, agenda. You should not come into this position with a power trip because it's about the kids.
Yeah.
It's about our kids.
It's serving.
Yes, it's serving. But yeah, so I got appointed. I agreed, and I sat back and thought about it, and I was like, that's why, God. I didn't want to run. I'm not a politician. I didn't want to run a campaign. I didn't want to deal with the potential negativity of people talking bad about me. I don't like that. Now, I will compete against myself all day long.
Right. I hate to lose anything.
I hate to lose, but I will. It teaches me to do better. I'm harder on myself than most people are on me.
Right.
But it was to show that I would follow him, that I would actually put myself out there in the position to be scrutinized and talked bad about, and I still did it. And I still held
Because you felt like that's what you're asked to do.
Yes, and I still held my Christian standards, and I did not go low. I did not stoop. I kept my... Now, I cried. I cried multiple times.
I get it.
But I did not allow it to change who I am as a Christian woman. And
You know, what's amazing about that is, as Christians, especially if you really feel like God speaks, and I do.
Oh, yeah.
And from talking to you, I know you do. But there are times you feel like, oh, God's telling me to do this, but sometimes He's just telling you to do it to see if you'll listen to Him.
Right.
There's not always some big payoff coming on the other side, because I can think of multiple situations where I'm like, all right, God, here I am.
Right.
And He's just like, yeah, I know. That's where I told you to be. The end.
And the end. You sit there. That's it. That's
just
what
be
he
here
wanted.
where I
Just
told you to be.
Where I told you to be. And then wait and see what I have planned for you.
Right.
Because his plans are way bigger than mine. Did I ever think that when I was in high school, graduating, moved back to Texarkana, called this home, married, I never saw myself running for anything. I thought that was the adult's job.
Yeah.
Evidently, I'm an adult now, too.
You know, there's a thing called millennial, because we're elder millennials.
Yeah, we are.
Millennial, it's basically defying how we don't see how old we are, apparently. So we look at people as either younger than us or older than us, but none of us actually accept that we are sometimes now the adults in the room.
I am now one of the oldest at my job.
Right. But it's hard to see that.
It's so hard to see that.
Because I'll talk to people and be like, wait a second, how much older am I than you?
Like, I think everyone's right around my age.
That's how
I still think that I'm in my 20s. Like, I know I'm not in my 20s, but I think everybody is around my age.
That's how we all are. And I don't know if it's a cultural thing, but there's a term for it. It's millennial something about age. And apparently just our generation, especially in the elder millennials, we just assume everybody's our age.
Yes.
And
I'm right there with you, 100%.
Okay. All right. Well, good. So anyway, so God calls you a week after
Yes.
you don't know till you've been elected.
No, I didn't know until I lost the election. A week later, I was appointed. That week, I had to go downtown and be sworn in, and walked in there and was like, I'm here to be sworn in to the TASD School Board Member Zone 1. She went, did you just lose? And I said, yes, ma'am, but that's for something different.
Yeah, that's what I was
like,
doing.
Oh, okay. All right. Well, let's swear you in, honey. And so swore me in, and I went a week later to the November school board meeting. And then 2 weeks later, I had to go get my hours. There's continuing ed hours that are required to be on the school board.
Good.
Because we should know things. We should.
I mean, somebody should.
We should know the rules and what our role requests and asks of us and what we can and cannot do and say. and just the legalities of it. Like it is all school board meetings for TASD, for Texarkana, Arkansas, are public. There's a rumor out there that they are not, that we don't want you there. That's not true.
Yeah, come be a
They're
part.
public. They are recorded. They are not video recorded yet. There is the capacity, but right now they are just, the audio is recorded. But yes, they are public. So I've talked to a lot of my friends and parent friends and going, "You're on the school board?" I'm like, "Yes." It happened accidentally. God did a thing.
Right. It wasn't an accident, just you didn't know about
I
it.
didn't know about it. I was not clued into God's plan yet.
Yeah.
He had a whole plan, and I'm just along for his ride.
Talking about the school board, and I told you this some off air, but, not this past season, not 25, but 24, I did the Arkansas High football. I was one of the broadcasters for that and got a chance to know, and he was new at the time, but Dr. Jackson.
Yes.
In doing that, who's the superintendent over there, and I just respect that guy. And he and I had a lot of fun. And then he was on my radio show when I was doing that a few times and really clicked with him. And golly, just his leadership and vision for TASD. I could see how you could be excited and want to stay in just to see the district move forward and get better with where he's pointing it.
Yes, he has a vision and a plan. He and Miss Veronica, they are amazing human beings. They are amazing people. He's an alumna of TASD. He bleeds Razorback red.
And he will dance in the stands. That's what I was saying.
He will dance. He is at everything. He was at North Heights this week for the National Elementary Honor Society induction. This is the 5th one. By the way, TASD is the only district in the state of Arkansas that has a National Elementary Honor Society.
Really?
Yes.
What a wild thing.
Only one. And it's been open for 5 years. We've had 5 classes inducted.
And TASD is doing some big things.
They are. So I was the lucky person that was voted and nominated to go be the delegate for ASBA, Arkansas State Board Association, in December. And so I got to go, and I took about 12 pages of notes. Probably because that's who I am as an occupational therapist.
I'm not that person.
And no, I am. I soak it up. And so the crazy thing is they got a district, and they had 2 districts come and speak. And I'm just sitting there listening, trying to take it all in. And one district is rated of an A, and one district is rated as a B. Well, obviously, TASD has opportunities for growth.
Yeah.
Dr. Jackson has a vision for, has a plan for.
And he's open about it.
He's open about it. It's not pretty. It is rough. Growth is painful. As a child, when you grow, those growing pains are painful.
Right.
So our district, why wouldn't we expect our district to have some growing pains that are legit? It doesn't invalidate the pain. It's just a normal change.
And you have to go through it to get better.
Yes.
So occupational therapist. I remember after I had my car wreck and in high school, and I was in a coma for 11 days and a medically induced coma, and so you have to learn how to walk again, and you have to learn how to use your hands again. And the most annoying thing about you people is you tell somebody to close their eyes and touch their nose, and then they've been asleep for 11 days, and the next thing you know, you're just poking yourself in the eye. But there's a lot of pain that comes to but in the end, you can do all the things you're supposed to do.
Correct.
So that
and change are painful.
yeah.
So that district, I sat and had a long conversation. It was Van Buren, and they're about the same size as us, and they were in the same situation that our district is in right now 13 years ago. So
that makes sense.
Low grading, rated, of course, according to the state. Low performing. There are schools that are needing some help.
Right.
And they are doing exactly what's going before the voters on March 3rd and early voting on the 17th of February, asking for a millage increase as well as an election. It was every single board member was up for election that year that they went for a millage increase.
Okay.
Every single one of them won, and they got the millage increase.
Explain the millage so everybody
So the
knows what you're talking
millage
about.
is how it's tax dollars based on property.
And that's how the school is funded.
That's how, so the school is funded through the state for the amount of students enrolled.
Mm-hmm.
So you get a certain dollar amount per student. As of October 1st? 10th?
Nah, I don't know. I
There's
don't know
something.
that.
October. It's the month of October. And so the state sets a certain dollar amount per student that is enrolled in your district. But then also there's tax money based on our property taxes. And Texarkana, Arkansas has not approved of a millage increase in 30 years.
Right.
So I graduated 22 years ago. There has been, all we get
It
is
is
what
22 this year.
yeah, we graduated 22 years ago. So,
all right.
yeah, congratulations.
Hey, still living, baby.
Yeah. So, yeah, we have not had a millage increase. So, all we get to use for improvement of the districts, improvement of the schools, maintenance, it all comes from the funding that the state gives us.
Let me ask you
Plus
this.
the taxes, but there's been no increase in
Now,
30 years.
is that to, why not? So that, why not?
Ask voters. I was raised by parents, and my parents were raised by parents, so my grandparents. You give your money to the kids.
Well,
That's just how I was raised. So I don't know any different of if there's going to come and it's going to help kids, our kids of TASD. Regardless of if you've got a kid or you had a grandkid or they graduated, it's our kids. They are the future.
yeah.
They are our future for this area. And if we want to entice the kids to stay in district and parents to keep their kids in district, we need extra funding.
You know, and that's the problem on the Texas side. Property taxes run amok, and I've got a guy coming on that's running for state representative. Had another one's coming on for state representative. Had Mike Brower, who's a chief appraiser. You know, and just talking about property tax, and because in Texas it's overly aggressive.
Yeah.
But you know, the school districts here only get 25 to 27% of their funding from the property tax.
Right.
But you know, you've got people, and I said this in a meeting this morning actually, that in Texas we've got people considering selling all of their stuff and moving to the Arkansas side because they're paying $30,000 a year in property taxes.
Yeah.
So Arkansas, in my mind, maybe I don't know enough to know what I don't know. So if I don't, just tell me. But on the Arkansas side, in Texarkana, Arkansas, there's enough room to go up on your millage, go up on your property taxes, and still be
Cheaper than Texas.
Yes. And help your school and be attractive to bring people in.
Yes.
And then if your school gets better,
Yes.
and everybody's paying a little bit more tax, which I'm just against property tax altogether. But if you're going to have it,
Let's use it, and if what we are claiming, which I believe Dr. Jackson will hold, we will hold ourselves accountable.
I believe Dr. Jackson will too.
This is what our money is going toward, and we won't come back and ask for it again.
Right.
We're going to do X, Y, and Z, and it was based off of a survey that was done at the end of last school year of Dream Big.
Yeah.
What teachers, what would you want? If the sky was the limit, what would you want for TASD? And it was, some of it was basic things that I feel was basic, but some of them were like, that would be a revenue increaser. Like we could rent out an auditorium for dance competitions, for cheer competitions.
Just like the Sullivan Center.
Like we could rent that out and bring an income. That could be an income producing option.
Well, I mean, let's just be real honest about Texarkana, Arkansas. It is looked at as having been left behind in a lot of ways.
Yeah.
That's not always the case,
Right.
but it's definitely looked at as that. Anybody that says it's not, it just doesn't want to admit what reality is.
Yeah.
Now, if your school district ups its millage and the money is spent correctly, not just thrown at it at random.
Correct.
So you have a solid board and a solid administrator, which would be Dr. Jackson, and it's done correctly, and then those grades come up, it becomes more attractive for people to live in that area. You know,
And
because
to keep their kids in their long district. They see the long term. They see if not just I'm going to send my kid to this district for elementary. I'm going to send them for everything. We've got a pre-K on College Hill Pre-K run by Miss Dana Walker. It's phenomenal. If
Right.
that had been an option whenever my child could have gone there, that's exactly where I would have sent him. But it wasn't an option.
Right.
It wasn't available there. There is funding. There is private pay. It's not private pay. That's the wrong word. I'm sorry. I come from a medical background. But there is a rating.
Yeah.
And so that's where I would send them. I've gotten to walk. So a part of the school board is you get to hear about each school and what they're doing once a month. So not every school, but one school a month.
Right.
And then you get to go tour that school.
Yeah, it's awesome.
So it's so cool. I got to walk the pre-K, which I hadn't been over to College Hill since I was a 7th grader, because that's what it was.
Yeah.
I was at College Hill when it was a 7th and 8th grade. So I'm walking the hallways going, there are babies here.
Right.
Like, I was a teenager when I was here. The
Right.
layout, y'all had to update a lot of this stuff for babies.
Right.
Because toilets,
Right.
that doesn't fit. So, but the layout, the classrooms, the sectioning of the areas for pre-K 3, pre-K 4, their classrooms, their playground area.
Well, let's talk about, and you're right. So you've got that going into, but then you've got the new school up north of 30. What was that? That's the middle school.
That's Arkansas Middle School.
So you've got that.
It's been open for 5 years. Miss Thelma Forte has had it for the last 3. This is her 3rd year, and she's phenomenal. Though there is opportunity. Middle school is just rough.
Well, I mean,
struggled
even
in
on the
middle
other
school.
side, even on the
Even on
Texas side, I mean,
yeah, middle school is just rough. You've got hormones. You don't know who you are as a person.
No.
You're used to being big dog on campus as a 5th grader, and now you're little fish in the sea and you've got 8th graders that have mustaches, and you're a 6th grader and don't even quite know who you are as a human.
right.
It's just rough. But she has put into place and has put in community events for all of us incoming 6th grade parents, which I am one. My child will be at the middle school next year,
Right.
to ease our concerns and fear, because middle school is just hard.
Right.
There are multiple events where the actual current 5th graders are being bussed over to the middle school to get to lay their eyes on the school and where they will be. The thing I found the most impressive was she has a entire section, 6th grade, is contained.
Which makes sense.
Makes sense. Give those babies time to figure out life.
Right.
The 7th and 8th graders are on other wings of the school, but the 6th graders are completely contained. They do not interact other than pep rallies or, I would assume, heaven forbid, an emergency.
Right.
But other than that, they don't interact. They get to be 6th graders and figure out who they are as humans.
Which is, and that's what I wanted to talk, why I brought that up is not to be disparaging about, the Texas side, but the biggest district on the Texas side, it's not just setting the world on fire.
Right.
Now, from the outside and you see all the stuff, it looks that way.
looks.
But when you look at how it's graded,
Right.
it certainly isn't. So if the Arkansas side can just do something, just improve, and look, I wasn't sure how I felt about it until I talked to Dr. Jackson a couple of years ago about it, and then we spent time in different football games. I saw him every week for a whole football season, and I'm like, this guy has a plan. And then, talking to you a few times and just knowing that you're a faith-filled person and you want what's best for your kid, obviously, and other kids, and you have sense, because that's always the thing when I think about voting for somebody. I'm like, does this person really know anything, or are they just an idiot?
And if
you don't just come off as an idiot. Yeah.
And if I don't, I'm going to look it up.
Yeah. Good.
I have no problem saying I don't know.
Well,
There's no stupid question unless there's an unasked question, in my opinion.
yeah.
So I don't know all the answers,
Right.
but I'm sure willing to try. And if I screw up because I'm a human, I will apologize.
Yeah.
I apologize Tuesday night.
And guess what? You won't be the first person to have ever screwed up.
Right.
That's the way it works. But I like the fact that you're like, hey, this is where I'm from. This is where I live.
Yes.
This is where my kids go to school.
Yes.
This is what I want to better for the teachers, for
Yes.
the students, for everybody that works there, for the staff.
Yes.
I want it to be better.
I want the best for our kids. Every child can learn. Every child has the capacity for growth. That's how Arkansas changes their grades, and we're on the way to doing that.
Right.
Growth is hard. Change is hard. Growing pains are hard. If we don't expect our kids to grow physically, it's not going to be painful. It
Right.
is. It is painful. So we're asking that of everyone.
Yeah.
Let's grow. Let's iron sharpens iron. Come
Yeah.
to the table. Bring your concerns. Bring those opportunities. And what's your thoughts on it?
Yeah.
If it works, great. If it doesn't work, we tried it. All right, let's scrap that one. Let's try something different.
And like you said, the meetings are open to the public.
Correct.
Come voice your opinion.
Correct.
That's always what's aggravating to me. And I guess there's this side of it. I gave a speech Tuesday night to a group, and I said, look, the American Revolution started with 30% of the people supported it. 70% were either agnostic to the idea or against it. 30% of people can do a lot.
Yeah.
If 30% of the population of your zone, which you're zone 1,
Zone 1, yes.
voted, you'd win by a landslide because that many people aren't going to vote.
Right.
Yeah, I mean that's just the sad reality of it.
Yeah.
So while we're talking about zone 1, let's kind of lay out where that is. You're north of I-30. Well, somewhat.
Let's pull up the picture. So we are.
And we talked about this before you got here. That way we kind of know. But
We kind of know because I mean it's a large territory. So it is state line, obviously,
yeah.
interstate, and then it juts over to 67, comes up to
I mean, you're going on.
part of Genoa Road,
Yep.
goes a little bit into 9th Street, little bit over to South Mosley.
I mean, in Mosley, that's so far out of town. It feels like.
It feels like it.
But I mean, it's still city limits.
It's
but
still city limits. All this is inside Texarkana, Arkansas city limits. Then it takes both sides of Highway 296.
and you're going all the way out to the Red River.
And then we're going, all the way out there. Miller County 14 is the major road, county road that I can see out there.
stopping
the river.
Yep, stopping
Fulton
right
Road.
before 27.
And then all the way over to Fulton Road, Mandeville Road, and it hits the river again and curves around for the Texas state line. Like,
I mean, comes around the top side, going north of Sugar Hill, north of Spring Road, north of 108.
108.
I mean, you've got to, so people, and I know, I can see the kind of where people live in different cities that listen. And I know there are some in this area that listen. If we could just get people to go vote.
right, exactly.
And look, I mean, are you running against anybody? Are you
Yes,
unopposed?
I do have an opponent. Yes, I do have an opponent. I don't know. I've never met him.
Okay.
But, I mean, I love seeing that people are wanting to get more involved.
Yeah.
Obviously, I want to be reelected. I want to be elected because I have kids. I've got 2 step-grandchildren. So I've got one at the middle school already. I've got one at the high school already. So I've got a vested interest in our babies. Like, even when my child moves out of elementary and moves to the middle school, I still have friends with elementary school age kids.
Once
Like,
again,
it won't
our age
stop.
group, we got wherever from grandparents to you having 3-year-olds. I mean,
Exactly.
we're a wild group.
It's a wild time. But I have a vested interest as a graduate of 2004. The only interactions I ever had growing up with the school board was asking for permission to go to college. And I did. I had to go before the school board and ask permission in 2002. I was like, I kind of want to go to college. Can I do that? And so they gave me permission, and I was able to walk across the stage, 6th in my class, with 27 college hours. That was unheard of back then. Now we've got a whole partnership.
Yeah, it's the way it works now.
Right, with UACCH, Texarkana.
Yeah, University of
That's
Arkansas
a
Community
long
College of Hope.
acronym.
In
And
Texarkana.
so, like, now, associate degrees, and you can get a full ride
Yeah.
And scholarship money to Fayetteville. Like, it's amazing.
Let me just ask you this. Since I went to Texas High, I don't think you guys ever beat us when we were in school.
Oh, we did not.
Yeah,
But that's still not a thing.
Just want to go ahead and make sure we remembered that correctly.
We remember Hell Week. Oh,
They did away with that.
They did away with it. I'm very sad. I have multiple times mentioned that and been like, look, Dr. Jackson,
Yeah. We got to bring that back.
We need to bring this back. Like, we got so many local schools that we could play to just liven up the city.
The rivalry.
The rivalry. But
and here's the deal. I'm a Texarkana apologist. I love Texarkana.
Yeah,
I've moved away from here 6 times.
I never have.
And it doesn't matter. I've always come back because I like it here, because it's home. I like what we have to offer. I think there's a lot to do here. I like the people here. I believe we're our own little bubble.
Yes.
We're kind of a different part of the world.
Yeah.
A lot of people come through here. I had somebody that was eating breakfast, and that I know that was eating breakfast in Paris, France. Okay. And they called me. They're like, guess what just happened? I'm like, what? They were in a restaurant and they heard somebody say Texarkana, and they're not from here. They heard somebody say Texarkana, like, do you know Zach? They're like, Zach who? And like, Ratliff? They're like, yeah, went to school with him. Like, everything comes through Texarkana.
I love that.
I mean, around the way, that's happened to me multiple times in a couple of different countries of just running into people from here. Like, I love Texarkana.
I mean, we've got a destination photo op downtown.
Number 2 photographed post office in the country.
Exactly. Like, I love Texarkana.
You love it so much that a week after you lost one election, you're like, oh, yeah, I can do this.
Yeah. And there was lots of praying over that and going, Lord, what
are you doing?
Yeah. And I mean, my parents were not too keen on me running for Ward 6 city director.
Yeah.
But the school board, they said, Cori, we're proud of you.
Yeah.
We're proud of you. I think that's where you needed to be. Like, you've got a kid.
Yeah.
You know, I've got my one miracle kid. That's God blessed me. That's all I had. I'm grateful and thankful for his blessing of him. And they were like, we see you on that way more than we see you for the city. And I was like, I mean, I will go where I'm
just want to serve.
I just want to serve. You know, I serve my patients. I serve our doctors around town.
Yeah.
I'm just trying to advocate. And so now, if you want a mama bear, you've got one.
There you go.
Right
okay,
here.
so when's the election? It's the 3rd of March.
Official is the 3rd of March. Early voting starts on February 17th.
How do you need fundraising? What do you need?
I have no money in my own personal budget.
Perfect.
So everything I am getting is free advertisement. So thank you, Zach, for having me on. I will be at a couple of the meet and greets I've been invited to meet the candidates. But yeah, no, there is.
You going to the 21st thing at Church on the Rock? It's a political thing, so I don't know if they might not have done school board.
It's not in my calendar yet. I will be at the convention center on the 22nd, and there was one more. The 31st, there's a one at the VFW.
Okay.
So those
They'll also teach you to 2-step out there.
nice.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, my drill team background, I can cut a rug.
I'm right. I will dance at any time. Like
Yes.
I love it.
If there's music, there's wiggling done.
Yeah, absolutely.
If there's music, there's wiggling done. But yeah, no, I have no funding that was donated to me, and that's okay. I truly believe I'm going to be who I am going to be.
Yeah, it's
and
awesome.
You
going on Facebook? Do you have a Facebook page for
I
this?
have not made one yet. Life has been a little crazy.
You're just raw dogging this thing.
I really am. Like, I
Okay.
walked all of Ward 6 whenever I was
That's
campaigning.
impressive.
Not all of it. Do not get me wrong.
Okay.
But I walked a bunch of it, and I was worn slap out. I can't do that. I'm almost 40. I can't.
You an
do
86
that.
baby?
I was an 86
Yeah.
baby. I'll be 40 in March.
I'm an 85er.
So I can't do it. I'm just going to have to talk to people and take the opportunities for the free publicity whenever I can get it, and just to put my name and face out there.
Right.
My bio's on the Texarkana Arkansas School Board website.
Okay.
I was the guinea pig. They asked for mine first.
There you go.
And I was like, really?
Yeah, roll those dice.
Okay. All right. How do you really want mine first? I'm brand new at this. And they're like, yes, please. Okay.
We got to start somewhere.
Okay. So,
Well, okay. Well, I'll let people, people can reach out to you through Facebook.
of course, yeah, through Facebook. My phone number is public. It's 903-748-4163.
There you go. Okay. Well, if you get a bunch of international spam calls, all of a sudden we're in 9 countries now.
Oh, sweet. 9 countries. Okay.
Yeah, so-
Well, vote for me in 9 countries.
And they may. Well, hey, thank you for being here. I appreciate the time and good luck with all
Of
this.
course. Thank you so much.
All right, everybody. I hope God blesses each and every one of you today.